Testing, testing. Hi, and welcome into another edition of Weather 101 Forecasting Basics. Today we want to take a look at maps and weather radar. And as you can see on this here is a regular classic US weather surface map via weather.com. And as you can see, we talked before about high pressure and low pressure. And you can see here, as depicted before, the high pressure in blue, the low pressure in red. And of course, we have a front here. And we also have these lines. These lines on the map are called isobars. These lines, you see white lines going across. And these tell the difference between wind and pressure grading as well. We can see some snowfall here from extending from Chicago and northern Indiana up into Wisconsin, just to the west of Green Bay, and up into the Minneapolis St. Paul area and into Canada. We can also see on the west coast there's a lot of rain. They call this the Pineapple Express when they have this deep tropical moisture from Hawaii streaming into California and Oregon and over the Sierra Nevada and over the Cascades. And so this is the current surface maps. Like you see, there's not much precipitation back east. We've had a snowstorm come in the last 2 days previously that affected Buffalo and upstate and down to Maryland, D.C. and up into New York and Boston. But that only provided like about 2 to 3 inches of snow. Out toward the coast, Ocean City, Maryland, Norfolk, Virginia, and all of that, they got between 8 and 12 inches of snow, which is a lot for the South, as you know. Another map that you need to look at aware of is the temperature map that shows you the 24-hour temperature change. And as you can see, there's a slight warming trend going here as well. There's also that's the temperature change map, excuse me. But here is a temperature map showing where you can see the cold front here depicted by temperatures all the way down, the Arctic blast coming down to the south, temperatures all the way down here. As you can see, it's even colder than the Florida, but still warm, a little bit relatively warm in Texas and Florida and Miami, and the lower 60s, upper 70s, and stuff like that. So that's how you read the current temperature map. Another important map to look at is the Doppler radar. Now, there's two things here that I want to show you. Uh, the Doppler radar here. I want to show you the Doppler radar. As you can see here, we're going to zoom in on this part here of Chicago, the snowfall here, and I want to show you on this radar map, on my radar map, using uh, what we call radar scope. As you can see, this is where the radar is out of Joliet, Illinois, and it scans out 150 miles in each direction. And we're just going to put this in motion for you. And as you can see, I want you to see the light fuzzy colors, green coming in here, depicted at the bottom here, showing you the heaviness of the snowfall. Snow looks to be heaviest over here toward Gary, a band that's coming in through just to the west of downtown Chicago through McHenry and the western suburbs of Wheaton and Aurora and Bolingbrook. And as you can see, it's moving to the general direction of northeast there. That whole snow band is moving to the northeast over Lake Michigan. And as you can see, as it's moving over Lake Michigan here, sorry, you can see it's racing across there. And we just want to highlight uh, the distance here from Chicago. So you're looking at about uh, moving about 60 miles inland toward Washington, excuse me, Lake Michigan. And this is all moving to the north northeast. That whole snow complex is moving this way. As it goes over the lakes, this is called lake effect. As it goes over the warm lakes, which are temperatures are in the 40s on the lake, temperatures here are in the teens and teens over here in Chicago. As this cold air snow shower moves over the warm water, it creates lake effect snow and dumps it on this side of the lake. But on this side of the lake, it's just cold temperatures out here. And so, my friends, you can see it here, the snow bands. Another thing we want to take a look at here is also there's different radar sites you can get, uh, and I want to show you the different looks here. So the first site, the radar works by zooming in from space to satellite, and you can get different tilts, different angles throughout the levels of the atmosphere. And so this is another angle. This is a little bit higher up, and you can see the snowfall here coming through, very visible here from Chicago suburbs, the western, approaching the western suburbs and downtown area, in about 10 to 20 minutes here. And this is the radar. So as you can see, that's all moving northeast across the Lake Michigan. It will be on the other side of Lake Michigan probably in the next 2 to 3 hours here. And this is as of 5:39 Central Daylight Time. Also, my friends, you can also see with radar. You can also see the velocity, storm relative velocity. This shows you different winds. The reds here are going away from the radar. The greens are coming in toward the radar. And if there was severe weather, but in this case it's not, there would be a coupling of the red and the green, which you can view here on the storm relative velocity tilt, and they use this to determine whether or not there are tornadoes or anything features like that. So as you can see, that's what that means. The reds are moving inbound toward the radar. The greens are moving away from the radar here. And so far, we don't have anything severe weather to worry, but it does show that heavy snowfall is coming down, as that's depicted by the different colors here. And so the deeper the color on the radar scale down here at the bottom, that's the higher level. It's measured in decibel levels. That means the higher the snow, the more moderate snowfall, heavier snowfall coming down. So far, we have in the yellows and greens, which means moderate snowfall around the North Chicago area, like Waukegan and Mundelein and Palatine, and back toward Evanston. Just north of Evanston, we have that heavy snowfall line. And this whole band here extends from northwest Indiana through the suburbs of Chicago, western suburbs of Chicago, and that's moving, like I said, northeast at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So that's one band. You can also zoom out here. We can take this off and we can also zoom out. We can also zoom out here to show you the bigger picture. And you can see that that is one area of concentration. Now, there's also, I showed you another map, there's also rains in California. So we want to go quickly to the San Francisco map. These radar locations are located about 200 300 miles apart, and as you can see, there's rain coming into San Jose and the South San Francisco Valley from Mountain View to San Jose to Santa Cruz, and this rain changes over to snow, as you can see in the upper level of the Sierras up here. As it gets up into the higher elevations, it changes over to snow, but you can see rain clearly depicted in the valley from Modesto to Merced. All of that is moving toward the northeast here, toward the mountain chains, right here in the Sierras and the Mammoth Lakes and Lake Tahoe. So all that is moving, as you can see, we can zoom in here. And so the radar works by sending beams. There's the radar center, sending beams up around the atmosphere, 360 degrees all the way around, and scanning. As those beams come back, they will send a return to the radar. And this is showing you, the green is showing you rain, and this how strong the return is down here at the bottom. As you can see, it's coming back yellow and green. So medium, moderate rain showers through San Jose, Cupertino, Sunnyvale, heading up and toward the San Joaquin Valley, Tracy, Merced, Martinez, Modesto, Stockton, and Central California. You can zoom out and see that on the radar here depicted on the radar. And so radar gives us a better look, a clear look at storms. It also gives us a clear look at what's going on in the atmosphere at the upper levels of the atmosphere, and in fact at all levels of the atmosphere. And so Radar Scope is a very powerful program because it gives you, I recommend you downloading it from the App Store or Android, but it gives you powerful look at the radar data from any location, 50 states, including Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and some other offsite, Alaska, and some other offsite locations as well. And so that's how radar works, my friends. And this is rain and snow depicted. And I showed you the San Francisco location area where action is going on. We have the Pineapple Express, meaning that the jet stream is putting in tremendous rain and moisture into the California coastline and also into the Oregon coastline. And I've also shown you in the Chicago Metroland area, there's snow showers that are moving into the northeast across Lake Michigan. Light to moderate snowfall showers that are moving in that area as well. And so I thank you for joining us. Check out the resources that we have. And thank you. And we look forward to seeing you in our next lecture. Have a blessed afternoon.